Okay, I'm continuing my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around just a little bit as I move along. Right now, I am still in Joshua. My last video, I began Joshua chapter 22. This video will conclude 22. As a brief refresher, remember, the 2.5 tribes, Gad, Reuben, and half of Manasseh, were given possession east of Jordan. This was not land that was promised by God, but it was land that they had permission to conquer because of the wickedness of the Amorites. And then they asked if they could stay, and God gave them the permission after conquering the rest of Canaan. Once they've conquered Canaan, they have now been dismissed to go back to their land. Once they cross back over Jordan, they build an altar, and this scares the rest of Israel. They think that Reuben and Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh are turning to idolatry and that it is going to cause trouble for everybody. And so they arm themselves ready to fight, but they send the princes. They send Phinehas and one prince from every tribe on the west. One prince of every tribe in Canaan on the west to go out and find out what's going on. Now we get the response of Reuben, Gad, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, and it is beautiful. We begin in verse 21. Then the children of Reuben and the children of Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh answered and said unto the heads of the thousands of Israel, The Lord God of gods, he knoweth, and Israel he shall know, if it be in rebellion, or if in transgression against the Lord, save us not this day, that we have built us an altar to turn from following the Lord, or if to offer thereon burnt offering, or meat offering, or if to offer peace offerings thereon, let the Lord himself require it. And if we have not rather done it for fear of this thing, saying, In time to come, your children might speak unto our children, saying, What have ye to do with the Lord God of Israel? For the Lord hath made Jordan a border between us and you, ye children of Reuben and children of Gad. Ye have no part in the Lord, so shall your children make our children cease from fearing the Lord. Just pause a moment there. Listen. I love this thing. Like, if we're in rebellion, destroy us. Save us not. If we're actually in violation of the law, we submit ourselves to the proper punishment. But God knows our hearts. And I love this. We're worried that because we're on the east and we're not in the promised land, this was not the land promised by God. And we're worried that in the future, those in the west will try and separate us from Israel. They will say, no, Israel is only west of the Jordan, and you're east, so you're not really Israel. And if that ever happened, then our children, our descendants, will be not drawn away to other gods, but will be pushed away to other gods by the rest of Israel. That's Reuben and Gad and the half-tribe of Manasseh. That's their fear, is that because they're not in the promised land, they're not in the land that God swore unto Abraham, they are divided from the rest of Israel, not just by Jordan, but by the Sea of Kinneroth and by the Dead Sea in the south. They are separated physically, or you might say geographically, they are separated. And they fear that this separation will cause a separation in faith. Let us continue. Verse 26. Therefore we said, Let us now prepare to build us an altar, not for burnt offering, nor for sacrifice, but that it may be a witness between us and you, and our generations after us, that we might do the service of the Lord before him with our burnt offerings, and with our sacrifices, and with our peace offerings, that your children may not say to our children in time to come, Ye have no part in the Lord. Therefore said we, that it shall be, when they should so say to us, or to our generations in time to come, that we may say again, Behold, the pattern of the altar of the Lord, which our fathers made, not for burnt offerings, nor for sacrifices, but it is a witness between us and you. God forbid that we should rebel against the Lord and turn this day from following the Lord to build an altar for burnt offerings, for meat offerings, or for sacrifices beside the altar of the Lord our God that is before his tabernacle. And I love that. It's like, no, we're not building this to go off and perform unauthorized sacrifices. Even if they were going to sacrifice to the Lord, they would still be unauthorized. God did not authorize this altar and say, but this altar isn't for sacrifice. But they did, and they said they built it after the fashion of the altar of God. And it is there to remind everybody that those east of Jordan are just as much Israelites as those west. It was built so that in the future, if anybody tried to say that Jordan was the border, and that only those west of Jordan were real Israelites, that people could go to that altar and say, this is proof that we are Israel. Let us finish the chapter, verse 30. And when Phinehas the priest and the princes of the congregation and heads of the thousands of Israel, which were with him, heard the words that the children of Reuben, and the children of Gad, and the children of Manasseh spake, it pleased them. And Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest said unto the children of Reuben, and to the children of Gad, and to the children of Manasseh, this day we perceive that the Lord is among us, because ye have not committed this trespass against the Lord. Now ye have delivered the children of Israel out of the hand of the Lord. And Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest, and the princes returned from the children of Reuben, and from the children of Gad, out of the land of Gilead, unto the land of Canaan, to the children of Israel, and brought them word again. And the thing pleased the children of Israel, and the children of Israel blessed God, and did not intend to go up against them in battle, to destroy the land wherein the children of Reuben and Gad dwelt. And the children of Reuben and the children of Gad called the altar Ed, for it shall be a witness between us that the Lord is God. I love that. That whole thing. When we separate ourselves geographically, we can lose our identity or lose connection to who we are. Without some way of keeping us connected, we can become divided. And this was the fear of Gad and Reuben, that their children would start to think that they were not truly Israelites. And so they built this altar so that their children would always know who they were. And when they explained the purpose, all Israel said, yes, that is beautiful. We will stay united. We will stay followers of God. And they agreed with them that altar was proof that they were all Israel, that there was no geography could stop anybody who was of Israel from being of Israel. And I think that's an important lesson for us today too. We are all of Israel. Or, most people, I would say a good 70 to 80% of the world at least is literally descended from Israel by this point. But we are all baptized into Israel. We are all, when you get baptized, we are adopted into the tribes of Israel. No matter where we are, no matter what circumstances we are in, and no matter what anybody else tells us, we are Israel. This was an identity so vital to these men. It is just a beautiful thing. And I think modern day we don't consider that enough. But I'm going to leave that here, and I will see you in the next one.